A history of shadows, the boogeyman through time. The origins of the boogeyman are shrouded in mystery. He exists in the shadows, a whisper of fear passed down through generations. His story is ancient, woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. Some scholars believe the boogeyman's roots lie in early human attempts to explain the unknown. Imagine a time before electricity, when darkness was absolute and filled with unseen dangers. Predators lurked in the night, and the unknown could easily inspire terror. The boogeyman, in his earliest form, may have been a way to personify these fears, a warning whispered from parent to child. Over time, this primal fear evolved, taking on different shapes and stories in various cultures. The name boogeyman itself is thought to have originated in the 16th century, derived from the Middle English word boggy, meaning something frightening or goblin. This further suggests the boogeyman's long history as a figure of dread, evolving alongside human civilization. His story is fluid, changing with each telling, yet always retaining its core element of fear. Whispers in the dark myths and legends of the boogeyman. The boogeyman is not a single entity, but rather an archetype, a blank canvas onto which cultures project their deepest fears. His appearance is as varied as the stories told about him. He might be a shadowy figure lurking under the bed or a monstrous creature hiding in the closet. He could be tall or short, thin or grotesquely large. Some legends depict the boogeyman as a shapeshifter, able to take on any form to frighten his victims. He might appear as a child's worst nightmare, or even a trusted adult, making him all the more insidious. The only constant in his appearance is his association with darkness and fear. The boogeyman's motives are equally varied. Sometimes he is a malevolent entity, seeking to harm or steal children. In other stories, he acts as a cautionary figure, punishing those who misbehave. Regardless of his motivation, the boogeyman embodies the fear of the unknown, the terror that lurks in the shadows of our minds. The many faces of fear, cultural variations of the boogeyman. The boogeyman is not confined to any single culture or geographic location. He exists in various forms across the globe, a testament to the universality of fear. In Latin America, he is known as El Coco or Cuco, a shadowy figure who steals misbehaving children. In Slavic folklore, the Baba Yaga is a terrifying old woman who lives in a house that stands on chicken legs, preying on lost children. The Germanic Krampus is a horned demonic figure who punishes naughty children during the Christmas season. Each culture imbues the boogeyman with its own unique characteristics and mythology. These variations highlight the adaptability of the boogeyman, his ability to morph and change, reflecting the specific fears and anxieties of different societies. He is a truly global phenomenon, a testament to the power of fear as a universal human experience. Fact or fiction? Does the boogeyman truly exist? The boogeyman is a figure of myth and folklore, existing in storytelling and imagination. There is no scientific evidence to support his existence. Yet he holds power over our collective psyche. He taps into our deepest fears and anxieties. The boogeyman represents the unknown and the monsters in our minds. He exists as long as we fear him and tell his stories. Even in an age of reason, some things remain beyond our understanding. Section 5. The enduring power of fear, why we believe. The boogeyman's persistence speaks to our innate fear of the unknown. As children, we are particularly susceptible to these fears. Our imaginations transform shadows into monsters. The boogeyman becomes a catch-all for childhood anxieties. He taps into primal fears that linger within us all. The fear of darkness, the unknown, the unseen. These are universal anxieties. The boogeyman embodies these fears, giving them a face, a name, a story. Section 6. Conclusion. The boogeyman lurks on. The boogeyman, a figure of myth and legend, continues to haunt our collective imagination. His origins may be lost to time, but his power to evoke fear remains as potent as ever. He is a shapeshifter, a cultural chameleon, adapting to the specific fears and anxieties of each generation. While his existence as a literal entity is highly unlikely, his impact on our psyche is undeniable. The boogeyman forces us to confront our deepest fears, the things that lurk in the shadows of our minds. He reminds us that despite our technological advancements and scientific progress, the unknown will always hold a certain power over us. So, the next time you find yourself alone in the dark, remember the boogeyman. Remember that fear, like the shadows themselves, is always present, lurking just beyond the reach of the light.